We are gathered here today in the midst of our leaders, eminent personalities, experts and professionals, intellectuals, regulators and operators, benefactors, technology wizards. All stakeholders are present here. We are set to do what we do best, that is, providing and extending financial services to the underbanked and the unbanked.
It is indeed a great honor and privilege to join you in celebrating the 20th anniversary of the National Association of Microfinance Banks in Nigeria, NAMB. This milestone marks 2 decades of resilience, growth, and unwavering commitment to advancing financial inclusion and grassroots economic empowerment in Nigeria.
It is my pleasure to welcome you all to Akwa Ibom State and to declare open this 2025 National Conference of National Association of Microfinance Bank.
So the 64% inclusion that we have is mainly from the agents and mobile money, not from us.
So the microfinance bank is the only reason why we have not lost hope in times of grassroots economic emancipation.
Clients save at the DMBs and borrow from the MFBs, right? Why?
The line between banks, fintechs, payment service providers, microfinance institutions, it's completely blurred. You almost can't tell where one ends and one starts. And the convergence has not been all bad.
Members that have graced this occasion, I say welcome to this event. And I assure you that we intend to make this a great occasion in such a way that we are not only marking history, we are also assessing and trying to make history. At the arrival of the Honorable Commissioner of Finance, we started having a small discussion. I was trying to tell him how we come about choosing Uyo as our destination for this conference. I want to inform you, sir, that we deliberately choose Uyo. A number of us have never been to this place. But then, this is my second time. I came the first time in September to come and assess the place, and then thereafter, this is my second coming. But I have immense knowledge about Uyo for the last 35 years. Impressed how I come about knowing Uyo. 35 years ago, somebody fed me some food full of vegetables, lots of meat, variety, seafood. I tested it, I got committed. So I asked the lady, what is this? She told me, it's a Dikaimpo. I never heard of it, I've never tested it. 2 things happened then, because as a young person, Mr. Commissioner, I want to assure you that I was very good looking then. The girls were after me. But after taking a Dikaimpo from that lady, I went and told my dad it's a veto, so there's no argument. She's my wife. Since that time, she's been telling me about the people of Uyo. She said they are nice people, they have plenty of food, they receive people very well, they are very calm. All this that she has said, I've come to find out. The minute I came the first time, all those people that I met are now my friends. The Honorable Commissioner just walked in. I think we spent barely 2-3 minutes. I can see as if we've been friends for long. Sincerely and truly, it is with great pleasure that I welcome you to this great occasion. This is a historic moment, marking the 20 years anniversary since the inception of microfinance banks in Nigeria. We are gathered here today in the midst of our leaders, eminent personalities, experts and professionals, intellectuals, regulators and operators, benefactors, technology wizards. Indeed, all stakeholders are present here. Vice has pointed out that this is the first and unique gathering where we have this number of regulators. A combined team of about 60 to 70 regulators from the two arms of regulation. And I can also add that this is also the first time that we have this number of regulators and this number of operators, and we are all celebrating. No one is trying to find the fault of the other. So we say thank you very much, because this is very grand. It is smoothing the relationship. So quite a long time. During this time, we witnessed the vast and nascent, the growth and development of, and the numerous accomplishments and successes recorded in the microfinance sector. These feats were attained through surmounting multiple and diverse challenges. This is 20 years of vision, resilience, transformation, accomplishments, and a host of other issues creating additional market for our enablers. So this is 20 years of vision, and this is time to showcase the sector's gains and impacts, the strength, the opportunities, and the potentials. Though we are not unmindful of the inherent weaknesses and silent threats that the sector is facing. What we've done, what we are doing now, and what we focus to do in the next 20 years. We are set to do what we do best, that is, providing and extending financial services to the underbanked and the unbanked. Nigerian microfinance sector has evolved significantly over the past 2 decades. It was essentially characterized by informal and unregulated operations. It was in the early 2000s the sector began its transition following the CBN's introduction of microfinance policy regulatory and supervisory framework in 2005, which subsequently was revised in 2011. This formalized the sector and encouraged great operational structure and transparency. Today, Nigerian microfinance banks cater predominantly to micro and small and medium-sized enterprises, MSMEs, as well as low-income individuals. Loan sizes typically ranges from as low as 10,000 to as much as 100 million, allowing and encompassing a broader segment of the population who often were excluded from traditional commercial banking to access formal financial and credit services. Technological adoption has also reshaped Nigeria's microfinance banking landscapes. Neobanks operating under the microfinance licenses such as MoneyPoint, Huda, Fair Money, and Blue Ridge, operators of OPay, are driving innovation through digital platforms. We also have risks and challenges. Despite the positive growth trajectory, several systematic challenges threaten the sector's medium-term prospects. Chief amongst these is Nigerian macroeconomic instability, which was exacerbated by the recent policy reforms. The removal of fuel subsidy and the transition to a managed float exchange rate regime triggered significantly currency depreciation, which inflated imported digital infrastructure. By that, adding additional costs or significant currency depreciation, which inflated imported digital infrastructure, which is a crucial input in tech-driven microfinance banks, thereby exposing our institutions to heightened foreign exchange rate risks. Furthermore, a shrinking customer base poses a material threat to the credit ecosystem. The first removal of electricity subsidies resulting in sharply increased energy costs has further eroded the household and small and medium enterprise purchasing powers, which consequently lead to loan defaults. And this significantly prompted the microfinance banks to strengthen their credit assessment. There are about 817 licensed microfinance banks today operating in Nigeria, with a total asset of 3.465 trillion. And of this, 1.274 trillion are credits extended to the agricultural sector. So the impact of our sector and what we've been doing is greatly impacting the financial ecosystem of the country. We can proudly say that in the microeconomy ecosystem, we are the giants. Today, with 817 microfinance banks, with over 2,000 branches spread across all the geographical zones, that is indeed in all local governments of the country, we can confidently say that we have the numbers, we have the spread, we have the reach, and we are perfectly placed to actualize the financial inclusion policies and the extension of government palliatives and poverty alleviation policies. Indeed, we are everywhere. To mark this occasion, we have invited the best brains, experts in the area of the sector. And as the first vice has mentioned, we are indeed grateful to the management of the central bank through our able director, who participated and partake fully from the beginning to where we are, and we believe he will continue to partake in making this a success, not only the conference, but then the sector itself. All the time, whenever we hear, we've been praying to God to deliver us, to give us the best that can help the sector. Of recent, honestly, starting from the mother of, whom we term as the mother of microfinance banks, Mrs. Martins, when she was the director of the Financial Institutions Department. To date, it's a confirmation that our prayers are being answered. And as you can see, what we are having today. So we are thankful to God for giving us such persons. So this journey so far could not have been possible without the wise counseling and constant regulatory oversight, interventions, and moral support on the part of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Initially, most of our, I believe I'm here to say the honest truth. My members, true, we fear and we don't like regulators. Is that not true? Over time, as we get better persons who are now anchoring the regulatory system in the country, we realize that they are partners rather than enemies, because we always believe that they hold the key to either make us live or die. Now we see you as definitely guides and fathers and mothers of the sector. We thank you very much for this attitudinal change. We appreciate you, sir. The same thing goes with the NDIC, madam. Initially, we believe that the NDIC is similar to that, but we appreciate that of recent, under your leadership and the immediate past director. Honestly, you've been engaging with the sector. You've been having discussions with us representing the sector, and I can tell my people today that definitely, we have to appreciate the efforts being put by the regulators. They are trying to make us better. They are trying to our investments, and they are at the same time trying to protect those who patronize us. Once there's that confidence in the sector, we believe everything will be going smoothly and will be growing. So, as we say, the central bank has been regularly counseling us. So we thank you very much. We hope our outstanding major issue, that requests regarding the defunct Heritage Bank, will receive the desired attention and intervention of the central bank. With the same, we are also grateful to the NDIC as our guarantors, ensuring mitigating guidelines and policies are adhered to. We appreciate its settling the insured sum promptly and a percentage of the outstanding balance, though depositors are still awaiting the heavy downpour Some affected depositors are having sleepless nights, I have to confess to you, worrying and hoping for the next payment. So we are blessed to have the leadership of both the CBN and NDIC amongst us, and we believe the air will be cleared. The regulators have been developing and improving the sector, not only in putting our policy and compliance directors, but also engaging and training our members across the country. In most cases, before now, our members do suffer in compliance issues. But of recent, the steps that the CBN and NDIC are engaging, teaching us how to really comply, has improved the sector, and we appreciate. So to our partners and service providers, those who are constantly updating software applications to ensure and enable us to provide seamless, limitless, and efficient and effective service delivery. This I'm referring to NIPS, InterSwitch, Co, and all complementary and supplementary service providers. We appreciate you all. Without you, we would have been lost. 20-year anniversary of microfinance banks in Nigeria could not have been this successful without our partners and sponsors. The overwhelming support we received from you, too numerous to mention, has reinforced our belief that the microfinance subsector has truly come of age. That 20 years of existence has built bridges, strengthened confidence, and impacted the society, and we are widely recognized and reckoned. So to our dear esteemed colleagues and members, we as the key operators, this is a culmination of our efforts, dedication, and intervention in the last 20 years as we plan to grow more, succeed more, and develop more. And we are gearing to overcome some more challenges. Without your resilience and dedication, this would not have been possible. In conclusion, I wish to extend our profound gratitude to all that are here. We thank His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, here ably represented by the Honorable Commissioner of Finance. When I arrived day one, they told me that we are going to meet the golden man with the golden dream. So after I say, well, you are talking of dreams, I can see reality. So it's a golden man with the golden thoughts. So thank you very much, we appreciate that. And I went straight and got my... So we also wish to extend our sincere gratitude to the directors, other financial institutions department, director, SIID, NDIC, our keynote speaker, Mr. Dave Grace, who is coming all the way from the World Bank, our able chairman, BOT, members of the National Working Committee, the Akwa Ibom chair, where are you, Mr. Chairman, and his team, the local organizing committee. We also wish to appreciate our past presidents who are here from the in front seat there. We thank you very much for guiding, nurturing, and developing and improving the association directly and indirectly, making sure that the sector is growing. Without your efforts, we would not have been here. So we say thank you too, and we appreciate your sacrifices. Thank you very much, Mr. Rogers. Thank you, Mr. Gelesh, and thank you, sir. We appreciate the efforts of everyone that I might not have mentioned. And to this end, we say thank you very much. You are welcome, and we believe we are going to have a very nice and improved conference. We are trying to see Mr. Ukute organize Ogere 2 years ago. I took over from him. He's my immediate past president. And I always tell him that I will do better, because the essence of any father is for his child to do better than him. So we are trying our best. Thank you very much. Lastly, sir, Mr. Commissioner, representing His Excellency, I told you the effort that my wife has put in to get this. I think I will shout her name so that when I reach home, she would say I did not recognize her, and then no more Edikayenko. So, Madam, where are you? So we appreciate you, and we say thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Olawale Kadoso. Sorry, Olayemi Kadoso. Dr. Olayemi Kadoso, who is ably represented by Mr. Sholaja Mohammed Jamiu Olayemi. Sir, you have our attention.
Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I just want to start with a puzzle, something for you to think about on how to solve the problem. An anecdotal report has shown that out of 774 local governments that we have in Nigeria, about 300 of such local governments are without financial institutions. So while living with this thing, with this problem to ponder about, and of course, passion, how are we going to solve this problem? I would like to start by saying His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State, His Eminence Pastor Umoeno, PhD, ably represented by the State Commissioner for Finance. I'm also aware that about 2 honorable ministers were invited. Of course, I need to recognize them. The Honorable Minister for Finance and the Coordinating Minister for Economy, Mr. Olawale Edun. Very amiable sister, an Honorable Minister for Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole. The President and ESCOs of the National Association of Microfinance Banks in Nigeria, our very esteemed stakeholders and participants, His Royal Majesty, who is ably represented by a High Chief here, my Emeritus Director, Dr. Chief Mrs. Olatugubo Martins, who is the mother of the industry, a staunch supporter of the microfinance banking in Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm very delighted to be here this afternoon and to be a witness and a partaker of a history being made, which is the marking of the 20 years anniversary of microfinance banking in Nigeria. Gratifying for me as a person, being the sitting director of other financial institutions supervision department at this very, very milestone time of marking the 20 years, 20 years of microfinance banking in Nigeria. Of course, 20 years is no misfeat. It takes a lot of dedication, consistency, and of course, innovation, which of course we are witnessing today. So it will be out of place for me to say congratulations to the forefathers of the microfinance bank in Nigeria who have held the flag of this association and of course the subsector high in the last 2 decades. Of course, we are not where we are supposed to be, but we are not far from where we are aiming to be. So I want to implore all participants at this program today to seize the platform being provided by this anniversary to ponder how we can foster development in this subsector of the financial ecosystem. On that note, may I crave your indulgence to extend the goodwill and, of course, best wishes of the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Olayemi Michael Cardoso, his Deputy Governor, who is in charge of financial system stability, in person of Mr. Phillips Ikeaso. They were actually built to be at this very epoch-making occasion. But unfortunately, there are other contending activities that called for their attention, which coincided with the date of this anniversary. But however, they have mandated me to extend their deepest apologies to especially the National Association of members of National Association of Microfinance Banks in Nigeria, and of course our esteemed participants at this very great occasion. On that note, I've been mandated as well to read the address of our Excellency, the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Olayemi Cardoso, and I go thus. The President of National Association of Microfinance Banks in Nigeria, distinguished members of the Executive Council, leaders and practitioners of the microfinance industry, captains of industry, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a great honor and privilege to join you in celebrating the 20th anniversary of the National Association of Microfinance Banks in Nigeria, NAMB. This milestone marks 2 decades of resilience, growth, and unwavering commitment to advancing financial inclusion and grassroots economic empowerment in Nigeria. 20 years ago, the establishment of NAMB gave voice and structure to a critical segment of a financial system, the microfinance subsector of the financial system, ecosystem, so to speak. So since then, our association has been instrumental in uniting operators, setting standards, and championing reforms that have strengthened microfinance practice in Nigeria. Today, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate not only the longevity of the association, but also the tremendous progress recorded in expanding access to finance for individuals, households, and small businesses across urban and rural communities in our country. Through the collective, Through the collective efforts of our microfinance banks, millions of Nigerians have been empowered with credits, savings, and other financial services that improve livelihoods and stimulate local economies. We at the Central Bank of Nigeria recognizes the microfinance sector as a vital partner in achieving our shared goal of inclusive growth and poverty reduction in our country. We therefore remain committed to providing an enabling environment in the area of regulations and supervision framework that ensures the stability, sustainability, and integrity of microfinance institutions in Nigeria. It depends on our collective ability to balance social impact with financial sustainability. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the CBN will continue to collaborate closely with NAMB to build capacity, enhance operational efficiency, and promote financial literacy across communities within Nigeria. Together, we can deepen financial inclusion, expand the reach of credit, and unlock full potential of Nigeria's vast entrepreneurial population. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as you commemorate this 20th anniversary, let us honor the pioneers whose visions laid the foundation for this great association and reaffirm our shared commitment to a more inclusive and prosperous Nigeria. On this note, on behalf of the management and staff of the Central Bank of Nigeria, I wish to congratulate NAB for 2 decades of remarkable service and wish you continued success in the years ahead. Thank you, and God bless the National Association of Microfinance Banks in Nigeria. God bless the Central Bank of Nigeria. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And God bless Akwa Ibom State. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. With the permission of the Executive Governor of the state, ably represented here by the Honorable Commissioner for Finance, we must dance to that presentation, even if it's just for 2 minutes. Do I have your permission, sir? Our dancers, can you have it for a few minutes, please? We must dance to that presentation. the president and NWC, past president, come on, let's see you up. Dr. Val, please, can you join the dancers in 2 minutes? Let's see you dance. We are celebrating in 2 minutes. Yes. Dr. Val, BOT chair, can you please join us? Yes. Let's dance with them. Mr. Dave, excuse me, dance. Dr. Dari, you can't escape this, sir. Excuse me, dance. You know why these people deserve to dance? They've been anchoring the sector for the past 20 years, either as president, as BOT members, and the rest. So their effort is what we are celebrating today. No wonder they deserve to dance. Thank you. Please, let's give them a round of applause. Can the past president please wait behind, please? The past president, please. All the past presidents, please. We want to see you, want to know you. These are the Babas who have been navigated the affairs of NAP in the last 20 years. Please, let's give them a round of applause. We are celebrating you, sirs. Yes, we are celebrating you. Thank you, sir, for your service. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, dancers. Cool. Thank you. To the past presidents, we appreciate you. This first part of today's program is actually celebrating you because your efforts, your sacrifice, your leadership has led us to where we are today as a viable and a highly structured sector. We appreciate you all for your service. Thank you. Thank you and thank you. And you know, once you have the paramount ruler in your midst, you must also introduce some cultural issues to it. No wonder the dancers and the dancing before the goodwill message by His Royal Majesty Akwa Ibom Ibibio and President General of the Akwa Ibom State Traditional Ruler Council, His Eminence Nteyem who is ably represented here today by His Royal Majesty Edidem Akpanambong, the paramount ruler of Etine local government. You are welcome, sir. You have our attention.
Good afternoon, everybody. With due respect to His Excellency, the most performing governor and the best governor in Nigeria 2025, His Excellency Pastor Mobasino, ably represented by the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Finance, Honorable Bob, the National President, Association of Microfinance Bank, who happened to be one of the chieftaincy title holder in this place. Welcome to Akwa Ibom. The CBN Governor. Please let me stand on the existing protocols. His Eminence, Intendant Dr. Solomon D. Etu, JP, CFR, the Akwa Ibom EBPO, and the President General of Akwa Ibom State Supreme Council of Traditional Rulers, unavoidably absent from this important conference, happened to send me to come here and represent him as his own son. My name is His Royal Majesty Edidem Evangelist Alefio Mondagbanabong, the paramount ruler of Etina local government area of State. His Eminence asked me to most specially appreciate His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of Nigeria, for the renewed hope initiatives that impact positively on the financial institution, and also creating conducive environment for this industry, this institution to thrive in Nigeria. For these numbers of years, 20 years, is no mean feat, not 20 days. He also asked me to appreciate His Excellency Pastor Mobasino, the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State, for accepting to host you guys in this peaceful state. The state is peaceful because the governor is an ordained, divinely ordained pastor, not manly ordained. The Bible says that God is peace wherever He is being recognized, and worship Him truthfully. There must be peace in that place. So, Your Excellency, thank you for accepting to host this conference. They say an errand boy does not speak in parables. guys left Akwa Ibom who find time to go to the palace of the old people and pay him that homage. He's going to bless you. Old Ibom is one of the wisest kings on earth now. The Solomon of our time. He's full of wisdom. He's a blessed king. Once we get to his palace, he will never go back the same. On behalf of him, I want to congratulate the General President of Microfinance Bank on behalf of this institution for this remarkable and significant milestones of 20 years anniversary. And I wish you and all your team members more fruitful years of financial prosperity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We appreciate your being here today with us. We thank you very much for the encouragement and for the royal blessing we have on our 3-day events. Let's give our father, our royal father today, another round of applause. We now have the royal blessing for this 3-day celebration of our sector. We'll be recognizing our dignitaries, I'm so sure, in the next 3 days. As we just spot you, we recognize you. There is one man who has traveled all the way from DC to be here because of this event, and it's our keynote speaker. Please join me to warmly appreciate Mr. David Grace of the World Bank, who were initially thinking he will join us by Zoom or by virtual connection. He said no, he will travel in person. And he has been here in the last 2 days. Mr. Dave, thank you. Thank you. Also join me to recognize and appreciate the presence of Mr. Theophilus Yinka Ogungbemi, a Deputy Director at SID of NDIC. Thank you. He will be standing in for the director's seat because director's seat will be standing in for the MD of NDIC at this event. Thank you. We also recognize one man who has always been with us over the years. And he doesn't just come. He is always supporting us in whatsoever way and in every way. And that is Dr. Dare Victor, the Group Managing Director of Better Ways. Thank you. He's also a speaker at this event. I'm so sure I am looking forward to that speech and your presentation. We appreciate all our sponsors. We'll be seeing you as you come in from tomorrow. There are so many of them. So if you begin to list our sponsors, I'm so sure it's going to be over. Hey, it will take so much time. So we'll be seeing you as we invite you to present some messages from your company. We have been here for a while. We want to start this conference. And there is no other person who will declare this conference open. But our host governor is not just declaring this conference open. We also want to give him an award. Yes, the pillar of microfinance banking. Why? He has been contributing everything in all facets to the sector in this state for so many years and is still doing so. Please join me in welcoming to the podium the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State, His Excellency Pastor Umo Eno, MFR, who is ably represented here today by the Honorable Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Bob Almond Emon. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Can we all be seated, please? Let me first of all recognize the National President of the Association of Microfinance Bank, Alhaji Abubakar Ahmed, and by extension, because of the rich cuisine of Akwa Ibom State, is my in-law, highly adopted. You're welcome, sir. The Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, here represented. The Honorable Minister of Finance, also represented here. Minister of Trade and Investment, the Director, Nigerian Deposit Insurance Company, the keynote speaker, Mr. Adams, our revered Royal Father, the Akwa Ibom Ibibio, here represented by the paramount ruler of Etinan. You are welcome, sir. The branch, the governor of Central Bank, the branch controller of Central Bank in Akwa Ibom, and all the directors here present, all the delegates here present, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. When I was called upon as at yesterday to represent the governor, he personally called me, my governor, Pastor Umar Baseno. He called me and sent me to come and represent him here for this event. And as we are all aware, I was supposed to present my paper tomorrow. And today, I am speaking, I'm representing my governor, who is unavoidably absent. He has been out on official assignment, official duty, and he had planned to return before today to declare this event open. But thanks to God, because we are going to be here for 3 days, and hopefully the governor will be back anytime soon, and he will still have the opportunity to grant, if not all, at least a cross-section, and I'm talking about the EXCO members of National Association of Microfinance Bank. Yes, we are happy to be here. We are happy to play host to you. Akwa Ibom State, like you rightly acknowledged, is a very peaceful state with very, very rich cuisine. And I want to enjoin all of us. Within the 3 days, I think you should be able to exhaust all the delicacies in Akwa Ibom State. And they are very, very rich. I can assure you of that. There's a Bangkok, there's a Ikarikong, there's a Zafa, there's fisherman soup. Don't miss it. They are all from our waters. So I want to enjoin everybody to make sure all the food there is tested, and you will not have any regret. His Excellency came clearly and ready for governance. That is why you see the massive achievements in his administration within the last 2 years. Akwa Ibom State is open for foreign and domestic investors. Beyond the conference of today, invited to come into Akwa Ibom State and invest. Already Akwa Ibom State, through His Excellency, the Governor, is making the state a tourism destination with so many facilities that has been completed, and some are ongoing. You are aware of the Arise Resort. And I want to advise the participants and the EXCO members to just live a day whereby you can be taken around the tourism sites in Akwa Ibom State as a relief. You know, after 3 concentrated days of engagement, I think you have something to come back after visiting those sites. Maybe next year, you will have the opportunity to come back to Akwa Ibom, and maybe that time we will receive you in our international conference center that is going to be the best in West Africa. And Akwa Ibom State is ready to receive the world with over 5,000 capacity international conference center, with the hotels bringing up international, shopping malls, Arise Shopping Mall, and you can name them. So we are happy to host you today. And I want to thank the local organizing committee who started this journey during the assessment, the pre-assessment for the venue or the state that this event is being held today. And His Excellency is aware of the effort, even at that time, that you made, to establish this contact with him and personally invite him to, or inform him about this event. And even after you left, I know what you have done to make sure that my boss and the performing governor of Akwa Ibom State is here. But I am here representing him today. And all is well with us and with Akwa Ibom State and with the National Association of Microfinance Bank of Nigeria. So having said that, permit me to give a goodwill message, to read the goodwill message of the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Mobasi Eno, PhD, National Association of Microfinance Banks 2025 National Conference holding at Cedar Peak Hotels, Uyo. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to Akwa Ibom State and to declare open this 2025 National Conference of National Association of Microfinance Bank, marking 20 remarkable years of microfinance banking in Nigeria. The theme of this conference, Microfinance Banking, Bridging the Past, Empowering and Sustainable Future for the Economic Development, aligns with our vision of empowering SMEs through grants, which to date we have spent over 15 billion naira comprising business, agriculture, market grants, various youth empowerment schemes, and training of over 2,000 youths by Ibom led, among others. It has also captured the transformative role microfinance has played in our nation's economic landscape. The present administration of Akwa Ibom State, through the Arise agenda, deliberate commitment to stimulate the microfinance growth in the state, has established the Ibom Fadama Microfinance Bank. And I believe, and I've cited the performing managing director of Ibom Fadama Microfinance Bank. This is it. Apart from using the bank to support the entrepreneurship development, also ensures that all operational costs of the state ministry departments and agencies are drawn from this microfinance bank. And what the governor is doing here is very, very intentional. The bank was established, and he did not just leave the bank, he's supporting the bank in their growth. There's no ministry in Akwa Ibom State, department or parastatal that does not have an account with Ibom Microfinance Bank. The Akwa Ibom State government, in the course of disbursing 2 billion naira, micro, small, medium enterprise development fund to various beneficiaries, had utilized 11 microfinance banks in the state for the purpose. To further encourage SMEs in the state government have brought in the Bank of Industry and provided a matching fund of 2 billion naira so that the small business owners can borrow at single digits. Government wants to grow the SMEs because they represent the engine of economic growth and prosperity all over the world. Generally, microfinance banks have helped governments to achieve financial inclusion by extending the financial services to the unserved and economically active poor, empowerment through support for small and medium-scale enterprises, fostering entrepreneurship / self-reliance, and training / capacity building, which, beyond credit, microfinance institution provides vital training, enhancing skills and economic activities. However, the focus areas for microfinance bank in recent times towards sustainable growth should be embracing technology to expand reach and efficiency by digitalization, ensuring microfinance institutions remains viable while serving their critical role for sustainability, and collaborating with the government, private sector, and communities for greater impact partnerships. As we celebrate 2 decades of microfinance banking in Nigeria, I commend the National Association of Microfinance Bank for its dedication to the financial inclusion and economic empowerment. I trust this conference will spark, I trust this conference will spark insights and strategies to further strengthen microfinance contribution to Nigeria's economic development. I'm aware that the body is going to honor me today on behalf of the government and the good people of Akwa Ibom State. I want to most sincerely thank the leadership, the entire members of this association for the award to be bestowed on me. It is now my honor to declare this conference open. I wish all a fruitful deliberation and a successful event in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. I do hereby declare this event open. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, sir. I'll be inviting the governor of the CBN, ably represented by the director OFID, the MD of NDIC, ably represented by the director SEED, our mommy, Dr. Tokumbo Martins, to also join us. Our director will be doing the presentation on behalf of the sector, the BOT chair, Baba, our president, Alhaji Adamu Abubakar Ahmad. We have the honor of the director of it to represent our sector in giving the award of the microfinance pillar to His Excellency. I do not have the power to ask His Excellency to come to the middle, but it's already doing it. So,
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the President and the ESCOs of the National Association of Microfinance Banks in Nigeria, I'm privileged to present this gift to the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State, His Eminence, Pastor Umoeno, PhD.
we want this to be followed by a group picture while we are here. The past president, please. SAS, we have the honor to have you join us. We need to take group picture with His Excellency. Can we have the BOT members? And the paramount ruler. Sir, kindly join us too. Can we have the NWC members, please, to take a picture with His Excellency? Mr. Dave Rose, Dr. Dari, and our key speakers for today who are here, can you please join us? Can we have the BOT chair and the president take picture with His Excellency? The president and the BOT chair. Directors, please. The two directors here present who are representing the SC and CBN. SAS, Mama, can you? There's this last one. special event. A lot of positive changes are coming. The Executive Governor, ably represented by the Honorable Commissioner for Finance, said he's not leaving. He has declared it open. He wants to start the event proper with us. Please, let's appreciate him for that. You know, that is rare. Thank you. And that's a demonstration of the commitment of the state to our sector. Thank you. The MD of Fadama Microfinance, are you here? Where is she? Please, let's appreciate the lady who has been mentioned. You know, our bank is a state-owned bank. The bank where all ministry, agency, and parastatal of the state has accounts. Madam, I envy you. Well done and congratulations. That only shows that you are doing very well. You have the confidence of the state. And we must also appreciate the Akwa chair. That's the state chapter for Akwa Ibom. The Fadama MD, Mrs. Comfort Utu, and Dr. Millicent, our legal advisor, for their role, all the invisible works, the background work they've done before today, to make today a success. So we thank you. Thank you. We also want to recognize Pastor Godwin Ukwat, the Executive Director, Aki Kop. Where are you, sir? Thank you. We appreciate you. We want to recognize our sponsors. Core, that's App Zone, Bank One. They actually supported us. They are lead sponsors. InterSwitch. There are two banks I will mention now that you will assist to give special upload. For the first time in the history of NAM, the big players are now one of us, and they are playing active role in being part of us and sponsoring our events. Please join me to appreciate the MD of Money Point and the MD of OPay, Blue Ridge. That's the OPay man. Andy, I'm so sure the MD of Money Point is on his way. He's also going to be with us. Things are happening in our sector, and NAM is moving. It's actually moving. We initially wanted to have like 5 minutes break, but we said no. Why? Because some of our refreshment is being served. So just sit in, have your refreshments, and let's continue to enjoy what has been prepared, because we are going to the business of the day. And with that, it's time for the keynote address, which will be delivered by Mr. Philip Ikiazo, the Deputy Governor, Financial System Stability at the Central Bank of Nigeria. He is ably represented by our Director, Mr. Sholaja Mohammed Jamiu Olayemi. Please join me in welcoming our Director, who is coming to give the keynote address on behalf of the Deputy Governor. Sir, you have our attention. Yes. The keynote address on behalf of the Deputy Governor. Please.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm here once again. I would like to be protected by the protocol already established, and I'm sure while the representative of the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom is staying back, is to enable him sit on the protocol before he leaves. On that note, may I crave your indulgence, just like I said earlier, that the governor and the deputy governor in charge of financial system stability at the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Philip Sikiaso, were actually billed to be here. But unfortunately, like I said, there are other contending state matters that took them away from here today. But having said that, they have sent their apologies, and I want to read this keynote address. And I go thus. His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State, His Eminence Pastor Umaino, PhD, the President, National Association of Microfinance Banks, Executive of NABS, Microfinance Practitioners, representatives of development institutions, NGOs, and other industry stakeholders present here, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and good afternoon. It is indeed a privilege to join you today at the Microfinance Bank at 20 Conference and Award Night. I thank the National Association of Microfinance Banks for the invitation and commend your dedication to advancing financial inclusion and economic empowerment in Nigeria. I bring to you one greeting from Mr. Philip Sikiaso, the Deputy Governor of Financial System Stability of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Like I said, who actually planned to be present at this event, but is unavoidably absent due to some state very official exigencies. He has therefore requested that I deliver his keynote speech on his behalf. Today, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are not merely marking a milestone. We are celebrating a movement, a 20-year journey of resilience, innovation, and impact. A journey that began with a bold vision to bring financial services to the doorsteps of the underserved, the unbanked, and the forgotten corners of our economy. 20 years ago, microfinance banking in Nigeria was a promise. But as you have it today, it is a proven force. Empowering millions of Nigerians, stimulating entrepreneurship, and anchoring communities in hope and opportunity. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we gather here in the serene city of Uyo, not just to reflect on the past, but to ignite the future. Because the story of microfinance is far from being over. In fact, it is only just beginning. The President and the experts of the NAB and the distinguished stakeholders here present, as you look around this hall this afternoon, filled with pioneers, operators, regulators, and partners alike, one thing is very, very clear. The future of Nigerian economic development will be written not only in the boardroom or skyscrapers, but in the markets, farms, and small businesses that microfinance banks serve every day in Nigeria. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us therefore use this moment to commit ourselves to innovation, to integrity, and to inclusion. Let us bridge the past with purpose and build a future where no Nigerian is left behind in the financial system ecosystem. 20 years of microfinance. Since the launch of microfinance policy in 2005, that's about 20 years down the line, the sector has grown into a cornerstone of Nigerian financial system. It's interesting to know that as of 2025, there are about 835 microfinance banks institutions in Nigeria in different licensed microfinance banks operating across the country, comprising of 11 with national license. I don't know whether the 2 additions have been added to this, the one that we just had recently. 11 national with national license. We have 108 with state license and 719 with unit level banks license. Over the years, microfinance banks have provided, 1, access to credit for millions of MSMEs and low-income individuals, supported women and youth entrepreneurship, enabled financial literacy and education in the underserved communities. Ladies and gentlemen, microfinance banks now serve as primary lenders to individual and small businesses across Nigeria. In fact, 95% of bank debtors in 2024, according to record, were linked to microfinance banks. Our challenges and opportunities as of today. The NAMS ESCOs, distinguished stakeholders, as we all celebrate this achievement, we must also confront the challenges that persist, such as 1, asset or loan portfolio quality and loan recovery issues, limited capital base and operational capacity of many microfinance banks. We still have that within us. There's need for digital transformation gaps to be, and cybersecurity risks to be covered. There were issues around regulatory compliance and governance concerns. We have issues around know your customers and know your business issues. And also, last but not least, the issue of manpower. There's need for us to strengthen our manpower and capacity building as well in the area of training. So, ladies and gentlemen, however, these challenges also create opportunities for innovation and reform. The growth of digital-first microfinance banks is transforming the landscape and providing scalable models for financial inclusion in Nigeria. Empower a sustainable future. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to build a resilient and inclusive microfinance sector in Nigeria, we must, as a matter of fact, 1, strengthen governance and risk management across all MMBs. Accelerate digital transformation through strategic investment, deliberate strategic investment. So promote responsible lending and financial literacy. Expand access to underserved region. Strengthen cyber security capabilities. Build capacity of the MMB staff. That cannot be overemphasized. It's very, very necessary. Foster an unbiased market environment by ensuring equitable treatment for all operators. That Central Bank is doing in the area of consumer protection. Foster collaboration among operators, regulators, and developments. And I'm sure, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a number of MMBs here present today will attest to that our doors are always open in order to foster collaboration within the subsector. The CBN will continue to support this effort through policy reforms, capacity building, and targeted interventions. Not giving you money, so you don't expect that. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, so as we mark the 20 years of microfinance banking in Nigeria, let us recommit ourselves to the vision of inclusive growth, economic empowerment, and financial resilience in Nigeria. So let this anniversary not be a destination, ladies and gentlemen, but a launchpad for deeper impact, stronger institutions, and more inclusive economy. So together, ladies and gentlemen, we can bridge the past and build a sustainable future for all Nigerians. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a very, very fruitful deliberations. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you, sir.
Please join me in appreciating the Deputy Governor again. With that keynote address and the confidence we have now that the Apex Bank will continue to be with us, it tells us that we should continue to do our business with focus and put in every effort for the success of our individual organizations. The governor will be leaving us physically. His spirit is still with us. I know for him to sit in here for close to 3 hours now, it's not that easy. Also, we know what is the dictate of his office involves. But before he leaves, now I'm talking of the Honorable Commissioner for Finance. Do you know that as he's sitting with the president, you know the president is a strong marketer. He kept on to him. And personally, the Honorable Commissioner has also blessed us with ample financial support. Please. We appreciate you, sir. And this is not a promissory note. He has already been with £5 in our hand. I won't mention amount. I like Baba. It's Naira. It's expected now. You go to see which dollar. Thank you, sir. Please, can we start? And while His Excellency, ably represented by the Honorable Commissioner for Finance, Akwa Ibom State, departs. The BOT members, the past president, NWC member, can we please show our appreciation by also be with him as he leaves for his venue, as he departs. Thank you, sir.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself,
Thank you, and thank you. We look forward to seeing you again at the gala night on Saturday. Thank you. The conference has been declared open. We've had the keynote address from the Deputy Governor, who is ably represented by our Director of it. We are now going to banking. Yes. We are going to the conference proper. The next speaker is someone virtually everybody here as MFB operators, we know her very well, except those probably who have just joined us in recent times. I won't forget the era of the recapitalization concept, when we are afraid and panicking on that. Shall we cope? How do we raise the money? But she introduced a formula, tier 1, tier 2, state, national, to accommodate everybody. Let's appreciate Dr. Tokumbo Martins, please. Let's appreciate her. And I'll be just reading a few of the profiles, the speaker's profile. Dr. Tokunbo Martins is a highly respected financial economist, seasoned regulator and transformative leader with over 35 years of distinguished service in Nigeria's financial sector. Her career at the CBN spanned critical leadership roles, including Director of Banking Supervision and Director of Other Financial Institution Supervision, where she provided strategic oversight of the banking and non-bank financial sector. Dr. Martins was instrumental in strengthening Nigeria's financial system through the implementation of sound prudential regulation, crisis management frameworks, and risk-based supervision, particularly during the period of macro-financial stress. Her contributions were central to driving financial stability and enhancing institutional resilience. She currently holds several leadership and governance roles in the financial services industry. She is the chair of the board of directors of Guarantee Trust Bank, enhancing financial inclusion and advancement, and the Microfinance Agricultural Learning and Development Center, MLDC. She also serves as a non-executive director in some other financial services organizations. Before earning a doctorate, she achieved significant educational milestones, including an MSc in Advanced Information Technology and a first-class degree in Applied Accounting from the universities in the UK. Additionally, she earned an MBA and a bachelor's degree in Economics from the University of Lagos. Regarding her professional qualification, Dr. Martins earned a certificate in law, and regulations of inclusive finance from the University of Luxembourg. She's an associate fellow of the Higher Education Authority of the United Kingdom. Also an executive certificate in public policy from the Harvard University, and is affiliated with esteemed institutions such as University of Oxford, INSEAD Business School, the Chartered Institute for Security and Investment, UK, Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers, Nigeria, Chartered Institute of Bankers, Nigeria, Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Association of Certified Chartered Accountants, UK. I have more. The Chartered Risk Management Institute of Nigeria, Information System Audit and Control Association, USA, and the Global Association of Risk Professionals, USA. She is the author of Banking Reforms in Africa. Oh, no wonder. Implications for economic welfare and poverty reduction. And the impact of microfinance, the poverty reduction and financial inclusion in the global south forthcoming, which mark our continued thought, leadership of finance, governance, and development. I present to you Dr. Tokunbo Martins, PhD. She will be speaking to us on digital microfinance, the new pathway to customer experience. Dr. Martins, you have our attention.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that introduction. I think the most important qualification, which you didn't include, is that I'm a child of God. Because all these qualifications we will leave behind one day. Honestly, microfinance industry, it's so good to see you again. It's really been a long time no see, isn't it? I'm highly honored and privileged to have this opportunity to interact with you again and to be presenting to you. Protocols have been already established. If I say I should go through all those protocols again, it's going to take up maybe 10 minutes out of the 30 minutes I believe I have to talk. But I want to specially recognize, of course, NAM, the president, the former president, but my former colleagues, my successor, who is here today wearing 3 caps, the governor, Central Bank of Nigeria, the DG, FSS, who I reported to directly when I was in the CBN, and now Director OFID, which I used to occupy, and Director Sid. I'm so happy to see you as Director Sid. I worked very well with JJ when he was director, and so many of other friends, colleagues, brothers and sisters that are here today. You're all welcome. So I'm going to be talking to you. How do I put this thing on? Okay, yeah, so it's just to be moving it up and down. Please, can somebody monitor me for time and let me know when I have 10 minutes to go? I don't like, spending too much time. Okay, I'm presenting to you today on digital microfinance in Nigeria and how can we have a better customer experience. And I'll be talking about, I think I'll just skip this, the 2 decades of impact and growth, because that has already been covered by the Director OFID and his 3 caps. And I think 1 or 2 other speakers as well. So I'll focus on the persistent challenges in traditional microfinance banks. So we won't be talking about going digital if the traditional microfinance banks is actually serving the purpose that it's meant to serve. I'll talk about digital transformation, the pathway to a new customer experience, the opportunities and strategies for the future, and the road ahead. Yes, he mentioned this book, The Impact of Microfinance, and poverty reduction and financial inclusion in the global south, including Nigeria. This will hit it's in every international bookstore. It's published by Routledge, Taylor and Francis. It's a fallout of my tenure in OFID. And when I left OFID, when I retired from the central bank, I went and did my PhD, and I was curious to know, did the microfinance policy that was established in 2005, did it actually deliver? So if you're interested, if you Google it, you'll find it. It's already available for pre-order. It should be released in another few weeks. So I'll skip. So what has microfinance achieved? We've already, has already been told us, it started decades ago. It started formally in 2005. A lot of support from regulators, starting from the first microfinance policy up to the recapitalization that is going on so that you can be more supportive of in those days it was economically active poor. I think the term has changed over time. It's now the vulnerable, those at the bottom of the pyramid, those that are oppressed, to be a bit more polite, but they all mean the same thing. So yes, financial inclusion, that has been achieved to some extent. When you consider where we were coming from, where financial inclusion was about below 30% in 2008, when EFINA started in Nigeria and started doing surveys on access to finance. And today, currently, we are at 64% financial inclusion. But we want to see ourselves at 100%, everybody financially included, because as you all know, it has benefits. Entrepreneurship has been promoted. There have been surveys that have been done, interviewing people that have benefited from microfinance, and they will all tell you that, yes, it has supported my business. Some microfinance banks have done surveys. When I was in OFID, we also did a survey, and of course, it was an opportunity for some microfinance bank MDs to tell us their true opinion about us. Thank you very much. You also said that regulators are not always liked, but thank God you're beginning to understand us better. But at the same time, we were happy to hear that some entrepreneurs testified to the fact that microfinance has helped them, helps their businesses, and helps their livelihoods. Women have definitely been empowered. Poverty reduction. I will not say too much about that, but one thing that my research revealed, based on empirical data, is that microfinance can reduce poverty. Every kind of poverty, not just income poverty now. Poverty as regards health, as regards education, as regards standard of living, it can reduce it. But is it doing it to the optimal in Nigeria is something that we need to find out. So what are the challenges that we've been experiencing in microfinance that is making us consider that there is a need to go digital? And I think this graph speaks for itself. This graph is from NDIC. Director Sid, it's from your data, something I got from your website, and some of it from CBN. Cumulatively, in 2024, 546 microfinance banks disappeared. And how many do we have in existence today? 817. So the number that have disappeared is almost equal to the number that still exists today. And thank God that you're still around today. You still exist, so you must be doing well. And my prayer is that you will continue to do well. Why did they fail? The reasons are not far-fetched. Poor risk management, inadequate capital, excessive costs, outright fraud of some microfinance. Statistics and everything is done very well here. A significant number say that, the reason why we don't have bank accounts is because banks are too far away. It costs too much to get there. 10% say that we don't even trust banks. There's too much fraud, too much corruption. And then another 15% say that I don't even understand what they're doing, or there's too much documentation. And so I'm sure you're beginning to see and to realize, it's beginning to resonate with you how digitization can solve these problems. It can change perception, reduce the cost, etc. Also from Athena's research, the use of digital financial services has grown to 46% currently, up from I think it was 20-something%. It doesn't mean that this DFS is coming from us. So this might be our competitors. If we don't innovate, we will no longer exist. We will disappear. Why is it not working anymore? Okay, thank you. Okay, so the reason is not far-fetched. Why must we go digital? Research by KPMG and Nairametrics this year says that over 100 million users use mobile phones. So that's a huge opportunity for us. This is unique. If we're going to talk about people that have one or two or three numbers, then it would be like about 170 million. But unique users, over 100 million. Fintechs are rising every day. They can either collaborate with us or they can compete against us. And if you, at the World Bank meetings that recently concluded, the chairman of JP Morgan, I think it's JP Morgan, yeah? Jamie Dimon, he said that they're so nimble. What would cost them peanuts and a short time to create, it would cost banks loads and loads of money to do. So therefore, I think it makes a lot of sense to collaborate with them, to cooperate with them, to kind of embrace them into your business. You know what? Should you, can you, who's the person, can you come and move these slides for me? It's, because how come it suddenly developed a mind of its own? I didn't go this far. It's AI. Thank you very much. Yeah, it is AI. I'm not pressing the wrong button, so why? It's gone too far. Is somebody operating it from another end? And the young man that said he was going to help has disappeared. It's not going up anymore. I always have a backup plan. It's just that you won't see the slides. So I was talking about, I don't know whether I should just go on. I should just go on, okay. So I was talking about why, you need to go back a bit more, why microfinance banks, and I was going to talk about customer convenience. Customers, go back one more slide, please. Yeah. Customers want to bank from home. They don't want to go through the hassle of traveling to the bank in the sun and then waiting in the queue and that kind of thing. No, they want the banks brought to them at home. So customers demand experience, demand convenience. Next slide, please. Breaking that down, digital microfinance bank, how it would improve the experience of the customer is that they can do their banking anywhere, anytime. And then it's fast. Rather than waiting to see, okay, who is my relationship officer, or who is the person that is going to approve loan or that kind of thing, instantly you can do your loans or do your payments. And then cost savings. This would represent cost savings both to the customer, the cost of going to the bank and his time spent going, and also for the banks, removing the cost of brick and mortar, etc. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, this table represents real microfinance banks, digital microfinance banks. I got this from a publication by Pulse Nigeria. Has anybody here heard about Pulse Nigeria? Pulse. Well, they give a lot of information on so many things. But so they listed these banks as the top 10 digital microfinance banks. I have removed the names, but if you're interested, you can go and research yourself. But from the data, the rest of the data they didn't put. I had to do my own research because it's not a peer-reviewed article. It's not something that you can just put your reliance on. So I had to check it out myself. And I'm sure that some of you in this room might recognize yourself in this data. For my research, I looked at the scale. For some of the digital microfinance banks, how many times has your digital app been downloaded? Some, over 500,000 times. What is the financial traction? There's one that has already attained unicorn status. You might know yourself. If you've attained unicorn status, you know it's you. There's another one that self-reported though, 121.9 billion in revenue, and it's 7.9 billion in profit after tax. This was at 2025, or no, 2024. So based on scale, financial traction, and reach, the reach is like, okay, so to what extent does this digital microfinance bank have POSs, agents, what's its app like, and all that? I kind of gave it a composite score. All of them did well. They exist. They did well. Some did better than the others. What I found interesting is that in this list, there are two large legacy microfinance banks recently digitizing. One of them, the app, is a very recent app, 2025. Another one is older. Its app already has over 100,000 downloads. So well done. I mean, we're moving. We're getting there. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, yeah, so I was showing where I got the data from. So the information from TechCabal, TechCrunch, Business Day, Nairametrics. That's where I got most of the information from. So I now diving deeper into some of these digital microfinance banks. A particular digital finance bank does only digital microfinance. On its app, you can onboard in minutes. It's no fees, free card, 25 free transfers. The users are mostly young and savvy, over 5 million as at the time, at least as at the latest number in the public domain. Are you here? Who are you? Who are you? Let us make yourself known. Does anybody suspect who this is? Okay, I won't let you know. I will leave you to think about it. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, so that is still the same, that same digital microfinance bank, which I have used a synonym, Digital Microfinance Bank 1. And its success story is really from its zero fees, seamless banking, its very friendly user interface, and its innovative features. Next slide. This one is a traditional microfinance bank that is recently becoming digital. And this is from a survey done by the World Bank. So if the World Bank did a survey on you and published it, then you know who it is. It opened several agency outlets. Ever since opening it, cost of travel and time has reduced by over 50%, according to the people surveyed. And then account uptake has doubled in underserved areas, and more than 80% of the customers claim to be satisfied. Next slide. How am I doing for time? These fintech lenders are also inside that top 10 table that I showed you. And what they have in common: micro loans approved in minutes, alternative data for credit scoring, which makes life easier. So alternative data like phone number, how long have you had your phone number, how long have you stayed in a particular, thank you. How long have you stayed in a particular address? How long have you even had your email address? It tells stories about you and about how trustworthy, how much you can be relied on, or how much that particular customer is maybe shifty. So let us compare traditional and digital microfinance banks. I used data from CBN's statistical bulletin and also from the Financial Stability Report 2023. That was the latest data I could find. And I assessed the industry in terms of liquidity, profitability, capital, and risk. In terms of liquidity, yeah, the industry is doing well. Maybe because you're getting in fresh capital, but anyway, the industry is doing well, with a liquidity ratio of 76.5% as at June 2023. Capital, well, appears to be under pressure because capital appears to be, is being eroded. The range between the because I use the, I mean, you regulators will know better, but the capital adequacy ratios of banks was not available to me. So I had to use equity over assets. And it ranged between 11 and 20% under pressure. Profitability is the one that was really alarming, according to the CBN statistical bulletin. And those fit numbers didn't come from the air. It came from your returns. Profitability was bad. Return on equity and return on assets negative for every year, 2018 to 2023. And and the ROE as at 2023 was negative 12%. But please don't get too alarmed. Some people here will say, but we made a profit. We had positive this is an average of the industry. But why should we have so many microfinance banks pulling down the average? Would it not have been better? I know that we're all heterogeneous. Would it not have been better to have microfinance banks pulling up the average? But we have so many pulling down the average. So it's something we need to do something about. And it must have to do with the way we do credit underwriting, operational efficiency, and so on. Risk, of course, very risky. Provisions between 5 to 11% of loans, volatile. Portfolio at risk, 12.7%.